look like you're already ready for Halloween. You look
Oh
like
my god. Charming.
Sorry.
Because you've just made me come onto the Zoom call at 11:30 at night. I'm sorry I don't look as glamorous as you, who's just come back from having your hair highlighted at the hairdressers. I'm sorry.
I wake up like this, and it's nothing to do with hair. It's to do with the fact you've got the Dharma capsule wardrobe going on. So we had an idea that for Halloween, All Hallows Eve, we'd have a special episode, seeing as we've not done one in 7 years.
Oh,
Why the fuck is my
it's
camera
gone.
off?
Fuck's sake, Gory.
I don't know why it's gone.
She's probably gone off to eat somebody.
Fuck's sake!
Gory, where have you gone? We know that's not what you look like right now. You shouldn't have took it personally.
What? For me? If we hadn't have done this and you were going out for Halloween, who would you have been?
And I always want to be something really good, and then I'm always like, oh, it's Halloween and I've not prepped.
I told her the idea of Eminem.
You want to try and be Eminem? Would you white up?
Nah, I just got the hair and
If you just got the hair, a white vest, and that attitude, but remained everything else the same.
I get blue eye contacts as well.
Oh, so you can change your eye color, but we're just going to overlook the whole skin color difference. That's fine.
Yeah.
You thought, I want to go as a famous rapper. There just aren't any black ones. I'm just gonna have to go something there.
No, but I think that he would be funniest.
But for a few years ago for Halloween, I was a crow.
Yeah.
And I did paint my face black because I was a crow.
Yeah.
And obviously it was like a feathery black crow face. But I can remember somebody being like, oh, did you paint your face black? And I was like, yes. I was a fucking crow, mate.
If you were
a
like
racist crow.
Yeah, if you did that and you were like, oh, Viola Davis, that would be problematic. But yeah, I mean, like we can still use the color black and it not be racist.
Yeah, I did just feel like it's like somebody I had a Jan Constantine cushion once that was a Union Jack, and somebody was like, it just looks a bit racist. I was like, it's Jan Constantine.
For Halloween, the Halloween episode, we have each put forward 5 suggestions of people that we can go as for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Should we say what they all are?
Yeah, so should I go first? So my suggestions were Conehead.
Mm-hmm.
Lose yourself there.
Bullchinian, the well-known character from Men in Black, who is aptly named because he has balls on his chin.
Okay. I know what's going on.
Just keep talking as your face. It's quite funny anyway. Dr. Evil, a gimp suit, or naughty nurse. Those are my 5 suggestions. What? And that's what numbers 1 to 5. Okay, and Gortonatron, are you there?
I'm here, but you can't see me.
You look great. Oh, there you go. The next 5 were suggestions by Jeffrey here. So do you want to... Do
you want me to read them out? So for number 1, I thought dead Queen Elizabeth.
Controversial.
Not controversial. Number 2, a wise oak tree. That one might be quite difficult.
Yeah, very difficult.
Number 3 was Liz Truss BDSM sub. Gotta be a sub.
Yeah, I mean, can you expand a little? That is equally troubling, vague, just strange. Where did that come from? How much crack had you taken at the time of conceiving this list?
Because there's a conspiracy theory that she wears a day collar.
Yes.
Like the little circle. So why don't we bring that conspiracy to life? A Van Gogh painting, but with soup on it.
And your final suggestion?
Just a sexy cat. Just a nice one.
And Naomi.
Noma. Okay, so I went for Tammy, who is the alter ego of Chelsea Lynn,
Yeah. Trailer
comedian.
trash Tammy.
Trailer trash Tammy. I also went for Mr. T, iconic. I went for RuPaul in or out of drag, so you've got a choice there. I went for a Picasso painting, no soup in it, just a Picasso painting. And then finally, Gollum. And it was Charlie that I had in mind when I came up with this one. So when Charlie and I used to live together, I used to find her dank, limp hairs in the drain after she'd taken a shower. And it always made me think of Gollum, just like and his three little hairs in his head, and the rest were down the drain, like so. Gollum is specifically in honor of Charlie because I think she'd be able to achieve that with ease.
Thank you, and likewise for Bolchinian. So, touch wood, eh? Touch wood. So, without further ado, I have prepared a number generator. Obviously, I've got the list here. So it's 1 to 15. My 5, then Georgie's 5, then Naomi's 5. So, in that vein, do you want me to be the first person? C, then G, then N, alphabetical order.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Chloe's had enough. She's had enough.
I don't know what's going on.
There he is. Okay, so I've got my number generator here, 1 to 15. So this is mine then, yeah?
One.
I'm Conehead.
Okay. Right.
Sake. Okay.
I'm Conehead.
I wanted to be a sexy nurse and for you to be Bolchinian.
Fantastic. Continue.
I didn't want to be Conehead. I wanted you to be Conehead. I had you in mind. Right, okay. Okay. Rory.
6.
Oh, you're dead, Queen Liz.
Yay!
Controversy. Okay, Naomi.
I'm nervous.
If it's not I just want it to be Bolchinian, all right?
Press the button.
That's 5.
5.
Oh God, is it?
You're a naughty nurse.
You can be a sexy Conehead.
Yeah, it makes it work, girl.
Sexy Conehead.
Believe in yourself. Make it work. Oh God.
Several days later.
Maybe we should do it one at a time so everybody gets their turn.
Big reveal.
Yeah.
Okay. Naomi, you're going to be like the cutest one. Do you want to go first or do you want to?
Yeah, okay. Oh, God, honestly, I'm so excited for Charlie's.
I hope it's not anticlimactic because I can make anything cute.
Okay, right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that is sexy.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
You look so fit, mate.
Thank you, darling.
Obviously, I'm going to show you up.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
We were expecting that, though. Okay, Gori, you go next because I feel like I need Charlie's to be last.
Yeah, it probably does need to be last.
I saw my picture of friend and she was like, you don't look scary, you look cute.
You look cute. Okay. Very intrigued.
Are we ready for mine?
Yeah. Gori, you could be. Oh, you've got an angel. You got a halo.
I'm an angel because you guys were saying it's gonna be offensive if she looks dead. So I made her into an angel, which is a type of being dead. Okay, it's a way of her being dead without it being offensive. It's the nicest possible way I could have done it because
The
you
spiel.
were all saying that I was going to get cancelled if I actually dressed up as the dead
I
queen.
think you would have
I
got
think that was a
cancelled. It's
distinct
just
possibility.
controversial.
The spiel makes the outfit better. Keep talking, Gory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
it comes with an explanation. Okay, I don't want to get cancelled for dressing like a zombie queen.
I really like your little old lady wig and your crown. It's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I want us to go out now.
I know.
I do have wings. Can you see my wings as well? I feel like you can't really see them.
I can see your
Yeah.
wings, yeah.
Yeah. Come on then, Conehead.
Bear in mind, I really want it to be something cute. No, not cute. I want it to be like a sexy, naughty Halloween costume. And this is what I got.
Oh. Oh wow! I love the makeup look as well. Oh my god.
Well, look. If I get close enough, I can look quite. It's not what I had in mind.
Oh, that's so good.
How did you do that?
It's so
I
good.
like it.
I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Keep it, mate.
Forever.
Forever.
Do you think I can pull it
great.
off?
Huh?
Do you think I can pull it off?
Oh, 100%, mate. You look excellent.
My Lera was like, "Oh, it's your penis." I said, "Yes, it is my penis. Yes." And also, every time I like try and go through a door, I'm like, "Oh, yep, that's there."
I mean, your face still looks really pretty.
But look at this, right? Look. I can pretend like I'm hot, and then zoom out. Right, watch this. Like, imagine this. This is how I should have done it.
So good. Oh, it's got little ears as well.
Look at that,
babe.
Sexy. Ooh.
Take it all the way back. Ooh.
Oh god.
Better.
Oh god, what's happened? Ah.
Like, baby, you look like a squid.
there we go. That's what £35 off a bald cap. Pointed end looks like.
Worth every penny, mate. You look excellent.
I wish we could go out now.
I know.
Obviously, I'd be the one that pulled the most.
Yeah, you'd be getting all the numbers.
Yeah.
Cheers, pals. Woo!
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
What is everyone drinking? I'm on the Prosecco.
I'm on the gin because that was Liz's favourite. She probably didn't drink Bombay Sapphire. She probably drank
That and the blood of children. Can you?
Yeah, I was saying
that's
like.
a joke. I'm not as anti-monarchy as you guys. Put real Liz next to you.
There you go.
Oh my god, it's uncanny.
Wow.
Were you related?
It's like she's back.
Yeah, it is.
Were we gonna do some scary stories?
There is one story I saw actually. Where the fuck is it gone?
Right.
There's been some gimp sightings.
We've spoke to you about this. You have got to stop doing this. At some point, you're going to get caught. You've got a business to run.
A teenager has described a freaky late night encounter with a man wearing a gimp suit.
Don't be rude about Naomi.
So he crawls out of the woods in this gimp suit, and they don't know who he is.
Look at him.
Very strange. I wonder what his goal is. Like, what is he trying to scare people? Is it something that's a little bit kinky for him? Does it turn him on a little bit, seeing people scared? What's the end goal here?
I don't know.
I really don't know.
If I put on a gimp suit and hid in the woods, I'd be scared.
Yeah. Also, I don't think I would be scared because I knew I'd be the scariest thing in the woods.
You've done it.
I mean, this is me, and I wasn't scared. So, but like how long was he waiting for?
For someone just to pass so he could writhe around in front of them in his
as
swimsuit.
soon as he hears footsteps, he's like, "Oh, it's my time to shine."
Yeah.
Crawl. What a strange thing to do.
Flashes do it because of the power play, don't they? So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe. I had that happen once to me.
You got flashed?
I don't remember that. You got flashed while you were out running.
Yeah, I think I was back from uni and I was like just gone out for a run. And yeah, I was just running along. Like I was really tired. I had a busy week, so I was really in my own head. And then last minute, I just had this floppy penis in front of me. I think I just went, and just ran away.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who's been flashed loads of times. And like fully wanking at her in lots of different scenarios. I personally have never been flashed.
Have you not?
Yeah, and I actually don't know how I'd react to it. I
don't think it's that. Like, I don't think I'd find it. I think the best thing you can do is just laugh and not be bothered because they want you to be afraid. But like, I don't even know that I was particularly afraid. It just really caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I'd be scared. It's just more that like.
I've never been flashed in real life. I've been digitally flashed, I'd say. I could say by.
Yeah. Well, hasn't every woman on the planet?
Exactly.
Try a dating app. You'll spend your life being digitally flashed.
Yeah.
Oh. You do dating apps, you will establish quite the penis collection.
Why would you collect horrible pictures of men's penises?
Well, you don't ask them. They just send them. Because they want you to say, wow, that's big and hard.
In fact, Gory, you got one recently, didn't you?
Yeah. Not asked for.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
But I mean...
But there's on Instagram, you get 2 inboxes for like message requests from people you don't know, and one of them like is supposed to be where all of the bad stuff goes that Instagram filters out for you. But I'm guessing I don't check that one, and I'm guessing that one was supposed to go through to the.
Oh, I'd love to go through that with you live. Can we go through that live with the bottle of wine?
What? Oh, the bad inbox.
I'd love to. Yeah, that sounds like an episode.
I've only like received dick pics from an ex. I feel like yeah, actually no. I was gonna say I feel like I wish I'd had more, but no, not at all.
No.
Even for
It's just
him, and I was
not
going out with him. I was like,
attractive.
what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like men forget that women are not wired in the same way.
Yeah, but then it's just like a picture of a penis. Like if I sent my partner just a close up of my vagina, I don't think he'd be aroused by that.
I bet they would.
I don't know if he would.
I don't know. I don't think vaginas out of context of a woman are sexy.
Yeah,
just a vagina on its own,
context,
just like flapping around. Like
mine doesn't flap around.
Oh shit.
I know we're the roasty girls, and I don't mean to like, not be committed to the cause. But as Janet has already established, I have an excellent
fanny.
It doesn't flap around, and I think it's well cute. And I think a little picture of a fanny is quite, I can remember once with an ex in a hotel room, just getting changed to go out, and I just laid down on the bed and like I was getting changed, so I just pulled my trousers off with my pants and just pulled them up, so all you could see was like my little fanny in between my legs, and it got hard on. The sight of a fanny, I think men are very visual. I wouldn't look at a picture of a topless man and get wet. I think women need more.
A topless man? Well, no,
I wouldn't look at like a muscly man and be like, I could say, oh, I appreciate your carved out figure, but like I'm not like, oh, I'm wet.
I couldn't look at a picture of like a fully naked man, penis included, and get wet. I'd just be like,
I saw
there's a naked man.
I went to a Hindu last weekend and I saw the biggest penis I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
It was massive. We went to the Dream Boys, which was, I was skeptical at first, to be fair, because like stripping, I don't know, it just isn't something that I would choose personally. But it's so fun. Went along and it was like, as you'd expect, like loads of Hindus, women just being like, yeah, come on. And he's like big, like beefy man, like naked, like dancing, like doing like moves and like grinding and like getting women on stage. But at no point did the men get naked until the end, and we weren't expecting it because no one had got naked up until this point. Anyway, this guy gets on stage and then he just like strips down slowly, and then all of a sudden his dick was just out and he had like a cock ring around it as well, and it was like a bit of a semi that he had going, and then he just like walked really slowly, just like proud almost, like down the stage, just like proudly showing off his huge penis and
appendage,
new cock ring as well, so we could all see. We were all like fucking hell. It was humongous.
Really? And did you like that?
Yeah, I did like it actually. But what I will add to that is that I have not had sex for ages.
Yeah.
Because obviously when we got back from Mexico, my partner was poorly. So
Yeah.
I've not had sex for weeks. I can't tell you, I'm so horny. So all that dreams was, I was like, come on, yeah, come on.
I imagine my headwear's quite triggering for you at the minute.
I mean, I'm immune to underarms, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. It was great.
So my first stripper story, when I was 19, worked in a bar. So upstairs, there was like this like function room upstairs with a little bar in it. And it was a Superman routine, Superman stripper. And it was probably like quite cute in retrospect, but I think at the time I was a bit of a lesbian. I was going through my lesbian years. And my virginal, I was quite innocent when I was younger. I wasn't a virgin at that point, but I certainly wasn't sleeping around much. Anyway, so somebody told him that I would be like up for whatever rude stuff he was doing. So like when he was doing his routine, he put his hand, like he'd do like get me to rub the oil in, put my hand on the top of his willy.
Really?
Yeah. And I know. Maybe I should just hire him now, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
problem solved. But then afterwards, my boss, because there was like a bar there, and he just wanted to like make sure nobody would just went and took the alcohol, asked me to just stay and like watch the bar. So I did. And then Superman asked me, said he'd lost his glasses, his Superman glasses. Could I go and look for his Superman glasses? So I went and I was like, I just couldn't find his Superman glasses anywhere. Anyone would think it was a ploy. I don't know. I went back and I was like, stood outside and I was like, I'm really sorry, I can't find your glasses. And he was like, well, it's okay because I think I found something else for you. And I walked in and he was just there with this massive hard on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was this, at the bar?
No, this was like in the upstairs changing room area, next to the function room.
Oh, what did you do?
I know. And I was very young. I'm very like, oh, I'm 19. Oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh no, oh no, I'm very frigid. I might be a lesbian. I don't know yet. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like sexual assault anyway.
Definitely.
Right?
I mean, there's a line between sexual assault and like, initiating something. When I was like, no, he didn't push it at all. Like he didn't,
Yeah, but you were at work. You were in your place of work and he flashed you. That's sexual assault.
At work, though. I think the boss had asked me to watch it because I worked there, but I was technically.
You weren't working at the time?
No, I was at Hendo, and lines are blurred. Like you sign up you are at Hendo where you know there's going to be a stripper. You know what I mean? Like so. Anyway, afterwards, like I spoke to the guy and I was like, "So how often do you try that?" Because I might not have been, I didn't want to sleep with them, but I was sassy, inquisitive 19-year-old. So how often do you try that? And he said he called it his minge benefits.
What?
Like a play on fringe benefits. I went to a friend's Hendo. It was like a weekend away. And there was a Magic Mike stripper. And because I had a tiara on, he initially thought I was the bride. So he started all like, mate, I was down. I was aroused by it. He could like do the flips and stuff. It was when he was like grinding up to me.
The flips.
Yeah.
Flips.
Like full on flips.
Yeah, he was really good. He could do like almost like breakdance and stuff. And after, me and another girl there were like, can we have one? so then he did like a dance for us and like, yeah. And even like, he did like a rude thing where he like, and I had really big, like massive pants on. So I was not ready for it, but he like spread my legs and like put his face in between and like put his like head going on my body. And I was like, oh no, I've got big pants on, don't do that. But it was hot.
Yeah.
I've never experienced a male stripper dancing on me. I can't imagine getting aroused by it, to be honest.
When we went to the Hendo that I went to, my friend who was the hen, she got brought up on stage and she is the most like Cockney London person you've ever met. Anyway, she was saying, so she got up and the guy was like, "Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay with this?" Checking on her, and she went, "I'll fucking eat you alive, mate." I'll fucking eat you alive. She absolutely loved it. She was on stage and he was like grinding behind her, had her bent over. She was like, "Yeah, come on." It's like fucking loving it. Yeah.
There is this sort of like I don't know, view that women, that men should enjoy stuff like that, but not women. But I mean, what's not to enjoy?
There's not really a men shouldn't like women shouldn't enjoy it. Like
no, well there is. I do think there's a judgment about it.
I feel like it's men and women enjoy it differently. Like for me, like men watching female strippers always feels sleazy, whereas like women watching male strippers feels
more of a comedy
it feels like
thing.
Lighter.
It's like comedy.
Like still like
but no, but I don't even think it's necessarily comedy nowadays. Like
I would think it's comedy.
Old me would have said that. 19-year-old me would have been like,
I would just literally laugh though. I could not take it seriously. I would just sit there and laugh.
No, I don't think it should be serious. Just men prancing about in their pants, like.
Oh no, because when you say it like that, it's not sexy. It was sexy, and I'd have let him bone me. I mean, I wouldn't. I had a boyfriend, but
I mean, it shouldn't be taken seriously. It can still be sexy, but it's not like serious. It is men thrusting and like wave it, like body rolling in their pants.
I guess but only the same as women, and that's serious.
That's because men make it serious and sleazy, I think.
Is your window open again, Naomi? I can hear everything going on outside.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I actually closed it.
Oh my god. They're so loud.
There's a party happening on my estate.
There's a party going on up in here. There's a party going on. Maybe I should turn up. Clear it out.
Children run screaming through the estate.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Hello.
Okay, we need to talk about some Halloweeny shit, baby.
Halloween.
We always devolve into this sexual
smut.
Yeah,
this is just the smut podcast, the smutcast.
Ooh,
wow.
nasty.
Do you know what? Goy, on your shot, it's quite creepy. It's like the queen is just looking at you. Like
I know, she's in the darkness, just like lurking.
Oh God. Oh yeah. In the darkness. In the shadows. Oh, that is creepy. Now that I know it's there, I really don't like it.
Well, keep looking at it because it's a Halloween podcast. She can't remove it. It's a Halloween podcast. You need to be creeped out. It's the rules.
It's awful. Okay, guys. So, are you afraid of ghosts?
Well, do we believe in ghosts?
Yeah, stop there. Do you believe in them? Personally, no.
Okay, explain why.
Because there's no empirically proven, peer-reviewed study that proves the existence of ghosts. Everything can be explained by other things that are supposedly ghosts. Like, what do they say is ghosts? Like the people bring around
orbs.
These like, yeah, they'll like take cameras into really dark places, and because cameras like pick up tiny little when you have a camera in the dark and it picks up a piece of dust and a bit of light flashes off the dust, they're like, ooh, it's an orb, when it's a spirit, tiny bit of light that the camera's picking up.
It's like, why can it show itself as a tiny little orb and not the person it was? It's like with what they're called, why can't I think of it, the people who talk to your dead relatives for you, what they're called?
Mediums,
yeah. So it's like psychics. With mediums, psychics. Why is it they've got always like I've got a pull? Just say pull. Why can't them on the other side just be like, it's pull here?
Because the whole thing is like, oh, I'm getting messages, and sometimes they get mixed up in my head, and this person's trying to get through, but also this person's trying to get through, and it's like that's how they pull it off. But it's all just like it is all just like a massive scam.
It's just cold reading.
Yeah, it's cold reading.
But that's how I feel about ghosts. I feel like the way that they're presented or the way that they're perceived is always it's just a bit like, oh, there was an orb. Oh, there was a shadow. Yeah. It's not like, dead Jimmy from down the road rocked up and said, oh yeah, I'm back for a bit. Have you been?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just,
That would make it less
why?
exciting, though, wouldn't it?
Make it less scary, less film-like.
My friend who I used to work with, he was adamant that he had seen a ghost at his old work.
Yeah.
And there had been like a rumour, maybe that's where it comes from as well, the thought was already there, but there'd been a rumour that it was haunted by some old Victorian lady. And it was a pub. And he was saying one day before he was like going down into the basement, he like looked to his right and he saw her sat there at the bar, and you could not tell him that he did not see this. So I find stories like that quite interesting when people are like, no, you don't understand me. I saw this.
Yeah.
And it's from someone who is, I don't know, whose opinion you trust.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I personally don't believe in them either.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also have
is
have
it similar to like
mind
religion though,
about
where
it.
it's like if somebody came up to you and said, you know, I believe in God, you wouldn't be like, oh, you fucking idiot. Like, is it that kind of thing?
No, because you can't see God. Whereas he was like, no, you can't
Some
tell
people
me
think
that
they
I
can
didn't.
see God though, like signs of God existing.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
people
like
think that like
stigmatas and shit.
miracles happen, and like when they see, I don't know, a certain bird or something, like, oh, it's God giving me a sign. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that. What's the comedian? What? I'm really forgetting stuff. I hope it's not.
It's that cone.
It's a cone.
Easy brain.
It's
you're
like
meant to have a
pumping my
bigger brain now, but it's got smaller.
It's like that Peter Cake bit, isn't it? Where he's like, and then what pack of quavers just going over his grave? It were him. It were him.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
But I also think, whilst I lean more towards the like empirical scientific side, I do also think it's important to not think that we do just know everything. Like, we know,
we don't
and
know,
unless
we
we
know
can
barely
prove
anything.
it, unless we can prove it with science that it doesn't exist, I do think it's important to not only think like that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. What I'm saying, like, when it comes to ghosts, I don't know if it's people have seen what we think of as ghosts as in what we see depicted in films, but maybe people have seen things that we would think of as supernatural. I don't know, but maybe it's not ghosts. I'm not sure.
I mean, if there is, then why have we never seen anything conclusive of it? Never. Apart from maybe one person saying they're absolutely adamant, but how can we ever rule out?
There's a lot of
that's-
people. It's not one person, to be
There's
fair.
a lot of people
There are a
that
lot
are
of people who are like, no.
There's a lot of people
saw
that are
what I
like
saw.
making money out of being able to convince people.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember fucking Derek Akora? He died now, R.I.P.
Hey.
Yeah, he died at the start of
Derek.
2020.
What if he's
Derek.
appearing to anyone?
Is it? I think it's a D.
Yeah.
Does anybody recognise a G?
Do you remember what his he was a proper scouse though?
No,
Do you remember?
I don't remember
He's
this
got a
person.
strange mullet. I can see
Yes,
a strange
that's it,
mullet
that's
coming
it.
through. He's
Thank
got
you,
a
yeah.
diamond earring. He must be a medium.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there's the ill-fitting suit. That's it. He's got the full works.
Yeah, it's fucking Derek.
And he did the
I
when
don't
Michael
remember this
Jackson
person.
died. When Michael Jackson died, he did this really, really just like awful, tasteless thing where he like brought a group of like 5 super fans of Michael Jackson, and he got them all in a room, and he was like, "I'm getting messages from Michael."
Yeah.
Will you get anything to anyone?
Will you get Will you get your little 5-year-old Willie out? Can somebody get a 5-year-old Willie out?
Oh.
Too much.
Oh,
Too far.
Will Michael answer questions? Can the fans ask Michael questions?
Yes, he would like this. He would like this. My friendship will always be alongside you. My friendship will always be strong. My friendship will never ever diminish all the negative things that these people have said so wrongly about me. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Right. I know we're all saying that on balance, we don't think ghosts exist. On balance, was Michael Jackson a paedophile?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Anybody?
Especially after
We're all
watching that
agreed there.
documentary.
No, no.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes up on my timeline and like, no, he wasn't a pedo. Yes, he fucking was.
It's cope. It's all cope because they don't want to believe their little singing guy.
I mean, let's put some respect on the artistry that he brought to the world. He wasn't just a little singing guy. He was a legend
was
who
a little singing
changed the
guy.
game, but a paedophile. He was a legendary
He's a
paedophile.
Pedophile legend. Does that not kill it for you? Like when you watch it, when you like listening to his music?
Now I struggle to listen to his music. Now I don't want to listen to his music, which is a shame because his music is amazing.
But it was all. It's not just him though. Like his music, there were a whole group of people producing that music. Like it wasn't just him like sat at a computer making all of that amazing music. He used very talented producers. He was just singing.
Corey.
He was just singing.
He wrote music as well.
He needed some time to go and suck 5-year-olds off. How else was he going to do it?
Exactly.
He didn't have all that time to just make music.
He was good at singing. He was good at dancing. Right.
Yeah, he also wrote music as well.
I think he probably helped write it, but he didn't like do everything himself.
I
do everything myself.
Well, those toddlers aren't going to rim themselves.
Oh, Charlie.
Okay.
Oh, that Conehead is just giving you a.
You know what I mean? That doesn't mean. Yeah.
What about everything?
This podcast really isn't.
It's a visual one.
It's not for the audio listeners. This one.
I need a wee. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oops.
Oh no!
No!
Oh, look at that tan line.
Sexy pink line.
Look, I don't want to draw a line, but
You've crossed it, mate. You have crossed it.
She's crossed the line.
Oh, great.
Fuck. I love your little cone bow.
Yeah, that's great.
Aww.
Oh, wait, put it on where the line is. See if it looks like it is actually just part of your head.
Yeah, that's better.
I mean,
It's like now you're the girl version of Conehead. Cone girl.
yeah, no, there are female Coneheads.
Yeah.
They're aliens. Yeah.
We
Men
do
and women.
exist.
They're real.
We are
'Cause
valid.
It's a film, isn't it? Isn't it something
I don't know.
attached?
What is it?
yeah, it's a film.
Yeah, so you're going to download BeReal, Charlie.
I don't know.
BeReal.
No, I don't really think I've got time for that shit.
It takes you 1 second.
What's the point in being on it? Oh, what? Just so
It's
us
fun.
three can be on it?
Because I've got no friends on there. Well, I've got 3 friends on there at the minute, and I want more.
I'd be on it. It sounds easy. You just go.
It's really
click, send
easy. You don't have to do anything. It's
It
just
reminds you.
snap a picture. And it can be a really ugly, funny picture.
It will be of my balls.
Yeah, do it.
Mine too.
Put nudes on it.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh,
Oh, I see.
That was my plan all along. Just to
I
see
know.
your tit.
My tit, just the
Really.
one.
finally.
Just
the
one tit. I don't want
Which is
any
your
more than
favourite?
one tit.
Which tit is it that you want, Goro? Left or right?
Ooh, choices.
I think the right is bigger.
I think my left
We'll
is
go
bigger.
for the right. I think mine are the perfect same size. So
I think my tits are perfect. I think I'm perfect. My
I just
body's
like-
good.
I just excel at everything. You know, I stick to a good diet. I do my
Yeah.
daily sport,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah,
just
I do
like
yoga.
perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm vegan. What size tit are you?
36 G.
You are
But then all my
not
bras-
30-60.
G.
Oh, gee.
I'm a fucking B cup.
Yeah, but they're perky.
Yeah.
You got hot perky little titties, baby.
Yeah, they're perky. I'd love perky boobies. I don't think I've ever had them. Just giant mammoth udders.
My nurse tits just to join in. I have a push-up bra today.
What's your bra size, Naomi?
I am 36. C or D? D. 36D.
I would say that looks more like a D than a.
Yeah, I
C.
mean, this is
Just
also
from
a
here.
push-up bra. This is a push-up bra.
Oh, right, okay.
Why is the internet
The world
so
is
weird
weird
about
about tits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You've been taught to
Instagram.
You'll just
sexualize
have to
them.
bleep them out then, won't you?
Bleep the tits out. Just leave the picture there. Just put beep.
Warning. Sexual
Tits.
content.
We were talking about ghosts, whether we believe in ghosts. Sometimes,
Really?
even though I don't believe in them, I don't. Sometimes I will, like, put something that happens down to the presence of my grandma.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I actually really think she's there, but I take comfort in putting things down to her. I don't know, like say if like really small stuff. So say if I've got like uni work to do, and I'm just like scrolling through Instagram, and then it cuts out for no reason. I can't get back onto it. This is an example. This is something that happened like a couple of days ago, and it just cut out, and I couldn't get back onto it. And I was like, oh, well, maybe that's my grandma. Thanks, grandma. No, I should do the work. And this is the thing. Like now, I can't say that I actually do think it's her, but I will sometimes just put little stuff like that down to.
I mean, if it helps you like get your work done, then it's like.
I don't know. I just find it like, I guess it's just a comforting thing. I guess religion does the same for people, doesn't it? Believing in going to
I'm
heaven.
not gonna die, and it'll be like I never existed. Woohoo!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a comfort thing. So
Yeah.
it makes me feel. Which is interesting, isn't it? Because on one hand, I'm like, I don't think that's real, but then on the same but at the same time, I will say that to myself.
But like a lot of people believe in ghosts, and it's like the opposite of comfort. It's like because they want to
fear.
be like freaked out and scared of them and stuff. It's very weird.
Yeah.
But I guess the people like the sort of excitement, don't they, and the scariness of it all.
Well, somebody put in our comments that Darren Brown debunks all of this very well. I can't remember what exactly. Oh yeah, so he.
He did the show Seance, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
So he debunks star signs brilliantly, and he debunks ghosts brilliantly. So yeah, and I think his view is that they very carefully pick people for the show who are more suggestive.
Yeah, he's done that with other shows as well.
Whereas, like, I don't think we would be suggestive. I think we'd be like,
no,
yeah,
he
bro.
does that live as well. Like, have you seen him live? Like, he at the start of the show, I went to see him like last month, and yeah, right at the start of the show, he basically does a test on the whole audience to see who's the most like suggestive, and then he brings them like backstage and
So do you remember when he did that show in which he convinced an audience member to kill someone in the end?
Yeah.
How insane! What was that?
That sounded like someone dying.
Yeah. How insane was that? But anyway,
Yeah. Crazy shit.
Maybe it was a ghost.
But like that kind of person,
It was Derek.
that must be such a suggestible person though, like insanely suggestible
You
person.
say that, but I don't think it is because there's like psychological studies. Before there was like ethics boards in psychology, there was a psychological study whereby they'd get 2 volunteers to go in, and then they'd have one was actually a stooge, like an actor, but the other person didn't know that, and then they put them behind the wall, and it was about what people will. It was like to try and understand what happened with the Nazis.
Oh, the pain thing.
Yeah, so it's about like, so they'd get a person in a lab coat to be like, no, you must press it. So they kept pressing this buzzer. It would give the other person on the other side a shock, and progressively they'd hear the other person beat
You're
more
talking
and more
about
and more.
the Milgram experiment.
I am,
Yeah.
yeah. So for people who haven't heard of it,
That still passes ethics though, doesn't it? Because the person's only an actor. That's not like torturing anyone.
it doesn't pass ethics for the other
'cause
person
you're lying to
who
someone.
thinks they've killed somebody.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have passed an
But,
ethics board.
I don't
no,
know.
like Darren Brown did it. Darren Brown, that's how I know about it, because Darren Brown did it on TV. So clearly it does.
I know.
Well,
I don't think that is
Darren
clear.
Brown
I
doesn't
think like
need an ethics board.
no, exactly. Like you've got to remember, like he's
Yeah, but it
like,
went on
not,
TV.
Yeah, but he's not doing something for
Like
university.
Channel 4
Yeah, but
has-
he's
like-
a famous person. He's not doing it.
Channel
for,
4 will
like,
have
uni.
ethics.
I know what you mean, but I'm talking about like an ethics board that signs off a psychological study.
Yeah, like
that's
actual
like
studies.
a peer-reviewed,
Okay.
university, whatever based psychological. But yeah,
Convincing someone that they killed someone, that would not pass ethics.
but I mean
today.
that's the
No
point,
way.
isn't it?
Well, that's the point. It's like, well, they kind of choose to kill the person, so it's like,
Because they've been like lured
they-
into it.
But I mean that's what it's assessing, isn't it? Which is unethical. But I think what it shows is a propensity within human beings that there's a significant number of people who will do that when pushed and when told to by.
It's appeal to authority. I talked about it a lot in my last video. It's like you put someone in a white lab coat, give them the title doctor, and people will believe whatever they say.
Yeah.
Or say someone used to be, say you used to be in the FBI, and people will believe your body language bullshit. It's all the same shit. Like people put way too much power on this whole like title
Authority figure. But it's
Yeah.
actually not just that. It's also like looking at human nature, like there's a really famous performance actor, whose name I can't remember, and she did this performance where she was sat on the stage, I think just topless or maybe just in some knickers, and in front of her there was a table filled with things that could either hurt her or give her pleasure, things that were painful or things that were quite gentle, and she asked the audience members to take things from the table and then come to her and hurt her or bring her pleasure. And what she found was a lot of people hurt her and like kept on ramping it up, almost as if to just see what would happen.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, there's the authority figure thing, but there's also just looking at human nature and like looking at what we're capable of.
There's people who have apps. I mean, look at like I know it might sound silly, but look at modern day dating and what some people put each other through. People are cruel.
Yeah.
Have really cruel bents.
People are cruel.
So no, I'm not surprised, and I think that is an element of not everybody, but I think there's certain people, who will just go along with that sort of thing, self-preservation, maybe being part of it. But anyway, so he did this episode called Seance, didn't he, Gory? Do you want to like explain what happened in that?
To be honest,
have
I watched
you seen it, Naomi?
So long ago, I don't remember really. He got a group of people, and he like convince them that it was all that it was like spirits doing this stuff to them around this table, but then he sort of explained how it was all just him.
Yeah. So they did a seance for a woman who had died.
Okay.
And they were trying to get in contact with her. So all these people were taking part, and they didn't know how it would go, but just weird shit started happening. So the things were moving, there was stuff going around the room, everybody was like shrieking. So in essence, if it was like the equivalent of a Ouija board, then it was moving, and things are happening, and they were making contact with this woman. But at the end of the show, Darren revealed that actually he just picked suggestive people, that when people are in that sort of environment, they do this thing, and they got the dead woman to walk in at the end and be like, "Hey, not dead."
Yeah.
So and I do think I do think there's it's a certain type of person that will just go along with that and believe it. Like, for example, like I had a friend who was a bit like that, and I bought one of my houses that she'd lived in before. She'd owned it before, a few years before, and she was like, "Oh, there's a ghost in that house. Yeah, there's a ghost of a cat and a ghost of an old woman." And I was like, "Well, they've not said hello to me."
Yeah.
So why are they presenting themselves to her and not to me? Like, is it because she's got like some deeper ability to be able to see, the underworld, or is it just because she's suggestive? And like those people in Darren's experiment, at the end of it, they've conjured up something in their own mind that didn't exist.
Yeah.
People like being scared, and they feed off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this hotel in America where who's the guy who wrote The Shining? Stephen King. Stephen King. So like there's this supposedly extremely haunted hotel in America where he stayed.
Well, those people have killed themselves and died.
I'm not sure, but like he stayed in this particular room in this hotel, and that apparently that like inspired him to write The Shining. So this particular hotel room that he stayed in is now like booked up for like the next fucking decade for staying there, for staying in that room on Halloween. And they do like little ghost tours in the hotel. I watched a video on it recently. It's quite funny. So like they do ghost tours, but what the staff do is they will follow the tours around, and they'll just like tap on the windows and stuff like behind where the tour is, just to make it a little bit more exciting. The staff that work there themselves, like they don't like I think some of them do believe in some of the ghosts, but some of them are like, no, it's all just like bullshit. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that they get involved. What great stuff.
I think it is all bollocks. Is
Yeah.
my gut feel. But right, so the other thing that I think is really interesting, which is it in like parapsychology, that's like the study of the psychology of believing in paranormal.
Paranormal,
So what like that? Yeah. So one of them was that there's certain levels of like, is it infrasound or there's a level of sound that we can't actually hear with our ears, but we can perceive it. Or we don't consciously hear it, but we can perceive it on a level where it feels like some sort of ethereal experience or some sort of, otherworldly experience. So
That's interesting.
so one of the examples they give is like in churches and like sometimes church organs and the sort of there's or certain buildings, etc. They can make everybody feel a sort of sense of otherworldliness, and that you can attribute the experience to that. I don't know.
What, in church they can make people feel a sense of worldliness?
No, they just through
what,
not that they do
organ
it, but like playing the organ or just certain types of buildings where like the acoustics. Again, it's a while back since I like read this or listened to it, but certain acoustics, certain sounds can affect the way that you experience things. So often, like, it's no coincidence that at church they play organs, because they give the a human being an experience that they're experiencing something like, otherworldly.
There are artists out there who make music that sounds like certain drugs feel.
Really?
So you want to feel like you're on kid, then listen to this.
Wow.
But
I never heard of that.
Yeah,
Guys, can I ask you something?
What?
I'm really sorry, but my head is like, my skull is just going to come out soon, so I think I need to just get my hair out. Can we say goodbye to the cone?
Oh,
it was so good.
Bye-bye, Cone.
It was really good to meet you guys.
Yeah, it was great to meet you, Conehead.
And don't get me wrong, like, I've loved being a Conehead.
We've loved having you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But, like, pre-recording, it was absolutely fucking killing my head. It's better.
That's better.
Breathe.
My skull can breathe.
My skull can breathe. Okay.
I also think that organs are a hideous sound. I don't know why churches have them. I think they're absolutely awful. I hate an organ.
Probably because they give people a sense that there's something over and above themselves.
I think they can sound good, but like when they just play them in a church and they play those awful like hymns that are just like really long chords, it's like, this is so fucking dry and horrible. But if you can, but in certain types of music, they can sound really good. So I refuse to take that view. That
I don't like them. Also,
overall terrible.
Quick, so the famous artist I was talking about was called Marina Abramovic. And it was in 1974. And it says here, she did a terrifying experiment at a gallery in her native Belgrade, Serbia. She laid out 72 items on a trestle table and invited the public to use them on her in any way they saw fit. Some of the items were benign, a feather, boa, olive oil, roses. Others were not. She said, I had a pistol with bullets in it. My dear. I was ready to die. At the end of 6 hours, she walked away, dripping with blood and tears, but alive. How lucky I am, she says in her still heavy accent, and laughs. So, isn't that so fucking fascinating? These were just normal people who on a day-to-day basis, you said, if you ask them, would you like to torture some woman that you've never met before? They'd say, absolutely not, of course not.
Yeah.
Here they were. When presented with the opportunity, they went for it.
People do horrible. Well, how else do you explain Nazi Germany? And literally filing people into gas chambers to kill them, shooting people on the spot.
That's another appeal to authority thing, though, isn't it? It's like, were they just following orders?
That's what's interesting about the Marina experiment. No one she just laid out a table of things, and people could choose off their own accord. Yeah, use what you want, do what you like. I'm here, and people chose to.
To be honest, I don't get that. Like, I would not choose to torture a person. I just wouldn't.
Isn't it interesting?
Well, no, we wouldn't. But we're not wired that way.
But then I also think a lot of those people who did what they did probably would have spoken like we did and said, "Well, no, of course not." Do you know what I mean?
Imagine. I just wouldn't. I'm very sure of myself that I wouldn't.
Absolutely, but I'm certain I wouldn't have done the milligram thing either. I'd have told him to fuck off.
Yeah, so would I. But that's how we are, though. Like, I understand how that can get to that point.
Yeah,
with some people, because you do get very suggestive people. I don't think we're suggestive kind of people.
But that's the whole. But isn't that the whole point of these experiments? Is to prove that you might think you know yourself, but actually until you're put in a certain situation, you don't know how you're going to react, and you don't know.
True.
What you're gonna do.
Yeah, maybe, but I still think I wouldn't be one of the suggestive people.
To be honest, I still think I'm pretty sure of myself. But maybe I could be proven wrong. But
yeah,
I'm quite sure I wouldn't.
I'm quite sure I wouldn't.
Like, as soon as that guy told me he was a doctor and had a PhD, I'd be like, oh, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah. Just keep doing this. And then when this person screams in pain, I'd be like, get fucked, mate. I'm going to report you.
Yeah, like, just because someone's, like, been through education, it doesn't mean that they have morals. They still have personal biases. They're still awful human beings.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of people who get to the top who are just hideous.
Exactly.
Also, it was a different time as well. Like, now loads of people have degrees and lots of people have like a decent education or whatever. Maybe back then there was more of an authority that came with being, I actually have a PhD.
There could definitely be something to that, yeah. But I don't know though. I mean, maybe we say that because we are people who have done that. There are certainly going to be people who haven't. And if we still put, I don't know, maybe it depends on the type of political world you live in. Like if you're in an authoritarian regime, maybe. Gory, do you remember at school when that story came around and they were like, there was somebody on the tube and they were sat opposite two men holding up a girl who was in between them, and she was just like staring at me, and I don't know why she was staring at me.
What?
I'm telling a story that went around school.
I don't remember this.
It's a story.
Okay.
It's not something you saw. Okay.
Yeah. So there's these two guys and the girl in the middle, and she looks odd, and she was just staring at me. And then like I got off the tube, and it just really creeped me out. And then I saw in the news afterwards that actually she was dead. That went round school.
That's such a bad story. It's not even good.
Mate, that when I was at school, that scared me. I was like, Mum, listen to this. Do you think this really happened? Because there's no saying that at school, and it sounds really scary.
It's like those like fucking, those emails people used to forward around, and then like it would be like a scary story about some girl who died or something. And they're like, if you don't forward this to 10 people, this is going to happen to you.
Die. Yeah. I saw an incident like what you just described there, Charlie, but I see this isn't like not fun. It's like, anyway, so it's in the train station in Leeds with my partner, and I saw this couple, and without meaning to sound cruel, they were like very unkempt, like very disheveled, and they had this little girl, and the woman was like trying to drag this little girl along, and she did not want to go with them. She was about I want to say like 6 years old maybe, and she was just like dragging her along, and the girl looked like fine, to be fair, not disheveled or anything. And then this guy comes along, and he is trying to like grab the girl as well, and I was with you know his name, and I was like, I don't feel good about that situation. I feel like that little girl looks like she wants to get away, or like she doesn't know these people. And they brought her outside and like walked off, and I went outside as well and like watched them for a while, and then just like didn't do anything about it. But that's something that's played on my mind for a while, because I still believe that something was not right.
Yeah.
Situation. Like they looked, and it wasn't just the fact that they looked like a bit rough. It wasn't that they looked like, I don't know.
So what made you not like
right.
say something or like ring the police and get them to check?
Well, there were actually police in the train station as well. Because at the end of the day, what could I possibly say? Oh, there's a couple over here who are with this little girl. They've not done anything. It's just that I think they look like they're up to something. They couldn't do anything.
Well, I would say that though, because I mean, there's definitely cases where people have walked off with kids and nobody said anything and just walked past. What's the worst that could happen? You get a false positive.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've always wondered about that since it happened. Like, where is she now? Were they her family? Like, what happened?
On balance, they probably were a family. But
Honestly,
I mean,
I think if you'd have
kids
seen
just act
them
weird
there,
sometimes.
no, like the couple was weird. The couple looked weird.
yeah.
You know when like say we look at Fred and Rose West now, and we think about what they look like now, and it was like that vibe. They looked like rough and like weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So who knows?
So I used to be scared when I was younger of the dark.
So was I.
Now I welcome the dark. Please, darkness.
Yeah.
Rest my eyes.
Darkness. Yeah.
I used to like literally sleep with the light on. I was like, I can't even switch the light off.
I used to go into my mum's bed all the time.
Did you? Up until what age?
I didn't. That would have made it worse for me.
It would have made it scarier.
Mum would have been like, what are you scared of? Oh my God. It's real.
Yeah.
Like she would have panicked along with me.
Would she?
For sure.
I think like no, I can remember I watched an episode of what was that murder program? You know that guy who's off a panel show and he did a murder program and he also cooks loads of animals. He did like a chef program as well. I can't remember. Well, anyway, it was some murder program, like a whodunit. And there was like a magician's act in it. And a girl like went through the magician's act and like it got sawed. And you just saw like the saw going around and the blood going down it. Oh, well, I couldn't sleep after that for ages. And I kept being like, Mummy, I need you to come to bed with me. I need you to come to bed with me. I can't go to bed with me. And then the other one was there was another one in Coronation Street, or one of those when somebody died, like got stuck in like a walk-in freezer overnight, and they walked in and she was dead in the freezer.
That happened to someone in real life. That's
that does sound real, yeah.
That's an actual real story. Like this drunk girl in this hotel, like she got lost in a hotel. She wandered into the basement where the kitchens were in this hotel, wandered into this freezer, locked herself in by accident, and just like died.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it's a big story on true crime YouTube.
Jesus, that's horrible.
Like there's conspiracy theories surrounding it as well. Like people were like trying to harvest her or like harvest her organs and stuff.
Of course they were.
It's a mad rabbit hole.
If you want to harvest someone's organs, don't just capture them.
No.
Get them to walk into a big freezer.
Just wait for a random drunk person to walk
like
into
it's all on
freezer,
CCTV as well. Like you see her drunkenly walk into this freezer. That's clearly what happened. But like there's people on the internet like, no, they were trying to harvest her organs. That's why she did it.
What, and they lured her into a freezer?
I don't know. People are fucking insane on the internet.
People are insane.
Love it. I love it.
So yeah, that's the sort of thing that used to scare me. Like
I was go on.
You go.
So I was convinced that something lived under my bed.
Really?
So I had it wasn't a bunk, well at one point I did have bunk beds, but at
Was
one
it
point
your
it was just like a
giant
high
dildo?
bed. Well, I mean,
Oh no,
not
you were a
age 10.
child. Sorry, that's not
age 10.
appropriate. Yeah.
Or younger actually.
Yeah.
But it was like I had this like high up bed, and because underneath it there was a desk, and then there was a ladder that led up to my bed, and I was so
I had the same
scared.
kind of bed.
Did you? I was
Yeah.
so scared of putting my feet down on the ground when I went to the toilet because I thought that something was like under the bed.
Oh.
But also, another thing that really creeps me out weirdly is when I go to the toilet and I'd flush it and it was like a really loud flush, and that always really creeps me out.
Yeah,
as
do you know,
well.
I used to find this the like sound of flushing a toilet in the night. I think I used to flush it and then run away because that was
Yeah,
just scary.
same. Oh, that's so
Weird.
interesting.
That
I
never
wonder
scared me
why.
at all. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You guys
It
got
was
scared
so
of
like
that.
it was like
It's
so
weird.
loud and aggressive. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I bear? And now what scares me is not fulfilling my potential.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much
Adult
deeper
scares.
now.
Adult scares, yeah.
Yeah.
Just things not working out the way you want them to. Like
Just like not yeah, that, and just like not doing as well as I feel I'm capable of doing.
yeah.
For whatever reason, like that
Yeah.
scares me. Regret,
You know, I
dying
just-
with regrets.
Dying with regrets.
Things I was too scared to try doing.
Anal.
That scares me. Anal. I mean, I've tried
DP.
that. I know. Okay, all right, now we're talking.
I think I'll be more. I think like if I died and I had limited sexual experience and I spent the rest of my life like having shit sex, That would be more of a regret to me than not
Oh,
achieving
yeah.
my academic potential.
Yeah, God, what a regret that would be, definitely.
Yeah, I got straight A's across the board, but I mean, I didn't get DP'd, so what's the fucking point?
So what the fuck?
Got straight A's, but you didn't get the D.
I didn't get the triple D, so you know, you do the math.
What are those G's for if you can't get the...
Exactly. What about these G's if I don't get the double threes?
Oh, we've written a whole rap song just
Oh my
right
God,
there.
Who
Who cares about the PhDs when I got these G's to get those D's?
Hey, come on. What scares you guys as adults now?
As adults, I never said what scared me as a kid. What?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we glossed over you. Who are you?
So what's your name?
I said the dark, didn't I? I guess that was the main. That was the main thing. It was like the dark, and also like when I was in the shower, I wasn't very keen on having the shower curtain shut because I thought there'd be someone on the other side, like
that is
ready to pounce on me from behind the shower curtain.
Okay.
I don't think I kept it all the way open, but I kind of kept it so I could like peek around and be like, "Is there anybody there?" Anybody there?
Anybody watching?
But other than like things that really, I probably watched The Ring too young, and that fucking freaked the fuck out of me. Just like thinking I was gonna get like a phone call of someone telling me I was gonna die in 7 days, and seeing a girl come out.
I'd be like, Naomi, stop fucking ringing me when you're hungover.
Sorry, I love you.
Yeah, I fucking hated that film. Oh, why did I watch it? Just so young. It just.
I loved watching horror films. I still love horror films. And my dad got me into horror films. One of the first ones he showed me was it was sci-fi, I guess. Still horror. It was Alien when I was really
young. That's creepy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I love horror films. I love like jumping.
I do enjoy them. Yeah, I do enjoy them now. They don't freak me out near as much now. I just kind of enjoy them for, I don't know.
That's because you've seen so many, and often like the scares are so overdone and overplayed, so you're expecting it a lot of the time now, I find.
Yeah. I think the best ones are the ones that leave a little bit to the imagination. One thing, when I used to watch horror films with my stepdad growing up, and I can remember once I was just sat in the room like watching it, and he nipped out. I thought he'd gone to the toilet, and he opened the front because I was in the front room, so he was by the front window. He'd got like a little old man's wig on and a little goat mask, and he just came through the window.
Oh my God, that is fucking
that's
awful.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
That's why I'm broken. That's not why I'm broken.
Good God. I mean, that explains a lot. That is actually so scary.
Yeah. He used to have like a horrible wolf mask and an alien mask. He was always scaring. Like on Halloween, like he still fucking does it. I take Violet over for Halloween.
Did you do it to Violet?
Yes, he's a big kid. He's an absolute big kid. So we'll be like there on Halloween, and he'll be there like waiting behind the door. So Violet will like answer the door, and he'll be behind, and he'll like come round the door like.
I used to make my granddad jump all the time when I lived with him, and he used to get really mad with me because he feared that he would have a heart attack. Did not put me off though. I continued. I was like, "That's what I'm aiming for." No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Did you do that life insurance policy?
Yeah. Boo.
Just kidding.
But things that scare me as an adult, right? Not like, even though I don't believe in ghosts or anything, like I don't actually believe in it. But if I stayed like in that hotel I was talking about, you know, like the one that's supposed to be like the most haunted hotel in the world, if I stayed there in a room on my own in the dark, I can't say that I wouldn't feel creeped out at all. I think I would definitely feel creeped out still, even though I don't even believe in any of it. So
I think that's part of what Darren Brown was describing, was it like certain triggers do make us, and it gets us our head to start thinking in a certain way.
And planting the seed. I imagine staying in that hotel and not knowing anything about its history, not like if you heard a noise or something, you'd be like, oh, it's just I don't know, creaky floors or whatever. But as soon as you know that it's supposed to be super haunted, as soon as you hear that sound that wouldn't have bothered you otherwise, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
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 What scares me now? Infinite nothingness.
Oh, you mean like dying?
Infinity.
Yeah. We've talked about this before, didn't we?
Yeah.
About
So
stuff. Yeah.
either dying or living forever and ever and ever and ever, both equally terrifying concepts. I wish we could go back to like the Saw with the blood. It was much more manageable. I could have avoided those. So yeah, if I could go back to that, I could just avoid saws like that.
What would you like to happen when you die?
I'd like to live forever. I guess I'd like to live forever. Yeah.
So
And
of the two, the infiniteness, you'd like to be alive forever.
yeah, I think that's less scary, but that is still scary. The foreverness of it. But I'd like to live forever and then it just keep being great and doing like fun things.
That's the thing. You need to pick your state of foreverness.
What if you had no concept of time and like you didn't know that you'd been alive for so long?
I think because I think the idea of like in certain circumstances, death could be quite a welcome escape. Like however bad it gets, you could be like eternally tortured, for example, and then death would be a welcome reprise, I guess. I don't know. What else scares me? I suppose being like a mum changes things. Like I'm scared of if things happen to.
I'm scared of things happening to my cats for sure.
Yeah,
Very scared of that.
Yeah. So yeah, but nothing really like the old days. Like it doesn't like if I felt like there was a ghost in my house, I'd think I'd be like, come on then, you fucking cunt, let's have it out.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Come at me, Paul.
Come at me, fam. Or just keep the fucking noise down and do as you wish. But don't bother me. I'm tired.
Oh, I have irrational fears. So, well, they're not actually irrational. They're not irrational. But one of my fears is being in a relationship with someone for a long time and then that person dying. I think that's truly terrifying. To spend decades with someone and to share that much of yourself and your life with someone and all of a sudden, boop,
but don't you think that like
ripped away?
But there's a joy in having had that. Lots of people don't have that.
But speaking of fears, that is definitely one of my fears. Losing a long-term love. And I know there's joy in having it, but it's still, I think it's really scary to think that this half of your life can just be whoop, whoop, wiped away.
I think it's really scary, the idea of being stuck in a lift or like a toilet or something that's locked and not being able to get out. That I find very frightening.
I'm very frightened by like being in spaces where I can't like run away easily. Like
really?
if I'm
not like boats then.
No, it's more like being in crowds. So like when you're like sort of like where you can't move. So like if the crowd starts moving like that, I'm like, fuck this, get me out of here. Like I'm really scared of like just being crushed in a crowd or if I don't know how people like go into like crawl spaces under their houses. I could never do that.
Yeah,
never.
Right. An extension of that, when people like they said in the olden days, people would like dive under things to see and like underwater to get through things to see if they could get through.
There's people who like there's a video I watched recently called Man in Cave. It's I'll send it to you. Cave. But basically people used to like go into caves and like get themselves into these tight little spots and try and dig through so that they could make money out of like getting to the big part of the cave and like turning it into a tourist area. They'd go through these tiny little holes. Yeah. And I was watching this video like, what the fuck? How did they do that? That's literally like it's triggering me just watching.
Yeah, that triggers me.
But like if you watch the video, it's a really interesting video, but basically this guy gets stuck in one of these tiny little holes and it's about the whole sort of like rescue mission to get him out of this tiny little space that he got himself stuck in. It's really good.
Also, I don't know if it's the Prosecco talking, but you look a little bit like Marilyn Monroe right now.
I took the glasses off and now I'm now extremely sexy.
Who is that, babe? My God.
I thought you meant me.
Yeah,
no, I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
If you can't handle me at my best, you don't deserve me at my worst.
It's better when I've got like little bits of hair.
Yeah, it does. I love that.
I look like somebody in Lord of the Rings who's got the costume slightly wrong.
Bing. Oh. Oh.
Look. You're sharp. Do you get it?
I get it, yeah.
Oi, tell me something rude.
I'll just show you my tits. Oh, shit.
Oh no, my head's gone a funny shape now.
You got a flat bell end.
This is when I was a lesbian. I was going out with the girl. And we went and stayed at her house. But this is like, we were quite young. What was it, like maybe 17, 18? I don't know. Went and stayed at her house. So it was her parents' house. And her brother was in the army and he would come back sometimes. But when he wasn't there, we would stay in his room because it was bigger. Otherwise, like sometimes, this is what I mean, like sometimes I would stay over at hers and we'd both be in this tiny little single bed. Like, who fucking does that? How awful. I guess that's love. Couldn't do that now. I just trumped too much. Absolutely fucking not. Anyway. I guess that's just not having a job or a mortgage. Anyway.
That's what I used to do, like, with my first boyfriend. We used to sleep in a single bed together.
How did we do it?
I don't know how we did it.
Standards are just so much lower when you're younger.
Yeah. Awful. Anyway, so when we went into her brother's room, she would start getting out his, like camp bed, unfolding it and stuff. And this pungent smell would just fill the room. And it was so strong. And I know what, like, I looked for every possible explanation. Like, I went outside, opened the window, smelled the bed. But that's it, just, there was no explanation for it. And it was so strong, like, so strong. And we didn't go in there. Like, I smelled me, I smelled her, like, we smelled each other. Smelled, like, checked all the pipes, smelled everything.
When did the smell come?
When we went in to start setting up the room so that we could sleep in that room.
In his room?
Yeah, his room.
And it was only his room that stank?
Yeah. But it, like, even to the point where we got her mum and we're like, can you smell that? And she was like, yeah, I can smell it. It was weird, but we just couldn't.
Is it not just like a stinky teenage boy?
I know what you mean, but like it wasn't in there until we went and started setting up the room. And then it was there. And I am a complete cynic and a complete skeptic. And I looked for everything and I could find no explanation.
That is so interesting.
So we didn't go in. We didn't sleep in there in the end. And then, like, we went back in, like, a few weeks after and tried it again. And the same thing happened. Just this, like, smell filled the room.
And when you first walk in, there's no smell?
No. And you go in and start, like, say, yeah, I know, it's so weird, isn't it? And we would just, like, go back into her room and sleep in her tiny little single bed, which was, you know, really small, but there was no smell. Can you believe that?
Did she ever mention it to her parents? Like, mum, like, so-and-so's room stinks?
Yeah.
What did they say?
We got her mum to come out her mum's room because her mum's room was in between her room and her brother's room, and we got her mum to come out and her mum could smell it as well. Weird. And just could not explain it.
And it was, like, beyond just, like, a smelly teenage boy.
Yeah, it was like it just filled the air. That's
What if something had died in there?
But then you'd smell it when you walked in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. The example I'm thinking of is when my partner and I went away on holiday, and we came back, and there was this fucking god-awful smell in his room, and we thought that maybe it was just, like, a bit musty. We opened a window, but you could not get rid of the smell. We did not know where it was coming from, and it was just, like, there, and only in his room as well. Anyway, one day he dropped something on the floor. He, like, leant down to get it, and then he's, like, next to the bed, and he's like, the smell's coming from under the bed. And then he goes into the bed, and it was his cat had brought in a mouse that was rotting. That was just dying.
That's definitely happened to me, where it was a bird that like we didn't notice for a long
maggots.
time.
It was awful.
But weirdly, it smelled like fish. We were like, why does it smell like fish in here? And we looked under the bed, and it was a rotting bird. Like, so
maybe
weird.
rot just smells like that. I don't doubt that there was some sort of explanation for it, but I could never find it.
All right, let's close this fucking podcast down before I end up with
everybody
fuck tons
shut
to
the fuck
edit.
up.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let's just do some like funny thing in our costumes, and then we'll close it down like that.
No sexual boobs on YouTube, Naomi. No
we did a whole
sexual
thing.
boobs.
We did a whole thing.
All right, maybe a little bit.
Are you ready for the facts in this one? And it's going to go into the greatest we got I'm going to go and list this penis on eBay now because I have no need for it.